decided to connect with you guys today and do a pick a card reading, of course. Okay, so I kind of was having a little bit of a think about like, what am I asking? What is the, like, what am I, like, how am I directing my energy to open this space to channel? You know what I mean? What intention do I have for this reading, kind of thing? And because I like to keep it really open with spirit, it's hard to kind of say. As you could tell, I couldn't really bring forward a sentence just then. So what I have underneath here is like a chakra card for each group. And I find the chakras really good to read because I get so much information from the chakra energies. So it's kind of going to be like a what chakra is your soul asking you to focus on right now, which relates to like life areas and stuff. And also just generally opening a space where your innate wisdom can be reflected back to you. So just to help you in any way, you know. So yeah, you know, like, what do you need to know right now? That kind of thing. Okay, I got it. So 3 groups. Group 1 is this beautiful rose quartz that I love. I don't know if you can tell how beautiful it is because rose quartz for some reason doesn't really show up very nicely on camera, I found, but yeah. And then group 2 is this smoky quartz. And then group 3 is this citrine. Okay. I'm going to get started with group 1 now. Okay, group 1, hello. So you chose this rose quartz crystal. I kind of don't want to let it go right now. It feels so nice. And I already know that you guys got the root chakra. Yeah, root chakra. And your card is Our Spirit, You See Clearly Now. So, first of all, did you know that the root chakra is your sense of smell? Did you know that? Probably some of you did, but some of you didn't. So one thing that because I've been working with root chakra recently, is working with the sense of smell. And there's like this really cute shop in the city near me, and I found this root chakra blend, oil blend, and it has some black obsidian crystals in it, and then some kind of a carrier oil. Smells so good. And then you kind of just like put it wherever you want, you know, in your body. You can put it on, it's got essential oils, obviously, and it just smells so nice. But they have all of the chakras in that shop, like all of the oil blends. And the other day I went in and I smelled this one, and I thought I was going in to get the crown chakra one because I'd already had the sacral chakra one for a while. So I was like, okay, I'm feeling crown right now. And then I went in and I smelled the crown and I was like, no. And I smelled this one and I was like, oh, yes. So sense of smell is actually quite a beautiful guiding force in our life. One thing I found really grounding, so basically Spirit's asking you to ground your energy in whatever way you can, but in very practical ways, like working with your sense of smell to work with essential oils, or have a little ritual you do before you leave the house where you just put some oils on yourself and you like smell it and you're like, yes, okay, scented, leave, you know. Or light an incense as an offering every day. I like doing that. Or one thing I've been finding transformative is putting my bare feet on the ground, okay? So this is very root chakra energies. And I have root chakra as like a soul gift of mine. So this means that I have to work with root chakra energies like all the time. Really, I do. I like to like play in the other chakras, but root chakra and sacral chakra, they are my chakras. I have to work with them. They are the ones that I'm working on in this lifetime. And if you're like, wait, what are mine for my lifetime? I have a video that is called, I think it's called something like Soul Gifts Like, what are your soul gifts, or which chakra is your strongest? One of those kind of ones. And that will definitely give you some insight into that, okay? So, let's dive deep, okay? Let's see what's going on for you. What would you like to tell group 1? Well, now that you're grounded, have you done your grounding? I'm kidding, but come now. Like, it's winter here for me. It's hardly winter, but I mean, it is winter. We're still technically in winter. But I've been doing the bare feet on the ground, even though it's freezing and sometimes the ground is wet and stuff. I don't care because it feels so good. It literally changes my life. I watched that documentary, like Grounding Earthing or something. Earthing, I think it's called like Earthing, the crazy science of grounding. And yeah, it was a really great documentary. Need some water. Life-changing. I already intuitively would put my feet on the ground a lot, but even more. Okay, so you got a lot of interesting energy here. You have the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Page of Swords. So that's a lot of mental energy. You're going through a mental glow up, like the way that you think about yourself and about your world, about the world, and about your power in the world is changing, and you are coming into such a place of power and independence. So you have the Emperor here showing up as the Emperor, which is amazing. And you also have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about self-fulfillment, kind of being your own agent in life and being able to look after yourself, being independent in your self-care. So not feeling like you are reliant upon someone else to make you feel okay. You can make yourself feel okay. So what I'm seeing for you guys is like something has shifted in the way that you think about what is possible for you, and you're realizing that something or many things are possible and actually in reach that you previously weren't sure about for yourself. You previously thought, maybe doubted yourself about it. And Spirit's saying you see clearly now. You actually see clearly now, right? Back before, when you're having self-limiting thoughts or self-doubt, that was illusion. When you are in these moments of clarity and you feel like, heck yes, I can take on the world, that is you seeing clearly, okay? So I feel like even though it's showing up as quite a mental energy for you, that is actually filtering into a physical glow up as well, my honey. You are really, really radiating this like self-love and self-power right now, and it's super magnetic and attractive. I feel like, look, you might not be in this energy 100% of the time, but a lot of the time I feel like you've been accessing this energy for yourself where you're like, literally anything is possible for me. Anything is possible for me. And it's true, and I'm so happy for you guys. Because it's true. You guys have this innate power that is like otherworldly, but you bring it into this world and into this realm with such effortless ease and peace, and it's really, really magnetic. It really is. So whether or not you are already doing this, Spirit is wanting you to get your ideas out into the world. You are definitely meant to have a voice in this world. You are meant to have a voice in this world. You are meant to have a voice in this world. Okay, so what I'm seeing for you guys is that you feel quite comfortable to speak in certain areas, like maybe within certain relationships, or you feel really able to journal and have that inner communication with yourself, or you know, it might be all of the above. And or you might feel really comfortable communicating with spirit or with the spirit realm, you know, with the non-physical beings. Wow. So you're definitely a medium, by the way. I feel like you need to know this because there are some spirits that are hanging around you that might be impacting you in a way that if you're not wanting them around, you don't have to kind of let them have any of your energy. Do you know what I'm saying? So you're a medium. Some of you guys will be very empowered in that and know what your boundaries are. Some of you guys are still finding out what your boundaries are with that. Okay, so one of the most important things with coming into acceptance of your gifts is recognizing that you have the power. Okay, you are in a physical, you are in the physical. The spirits are in non-physical. Okay, so automatically you have the power in the physical realm. You do. There is kind of this strange, like, collective consciousness where we kind of give our power to ghosts and things like that. And, you know, we kind of have this collective way of thinking about it like, oh, if there's a ghost in your house, then it's just going to get you. Or, you know, hearing about hauntings and horror movies and all this stuff kind of fuels this fear and this tendency where we give our power away. But the truth is you have the power, okay? You've always had the power and you continue to have the power. So if you have something like, for some reason I'm seeing maybe some of you guys have sleep disrupted, or you have a weird dream, you have a visitor, you have a presence trying to get into your room or something, take your power back in that moment. Stand up for yourself and set the boundary, you know, saying like, you have to leave now, or just instantly kind of fighting back or pushing back or setting the boundary or standing up in your power basically straight away. Using your voice is a really important way of doing that, like speaking aloud or even in your dream, because when we're in the fourth dimension, we're dreaming, we'll often have a lot of encounters with things. So in that place and in that realm, you can also use your power. Even though we're asleep, it's actually amazing what can filter in from our subconscious. Like if we start practicing it while we're awake, we'll often find it filters into our dreams. It's really cool. Okay, so yeah. So Spirit is saying right now, there is this beautiful active energy to you. So part of it is that you are meant to uphold your unique point of view publicly, and that might look like having some kind of a platform, you guys. Having some kind of a way that you speak to many people, like through YouTube or something, or through Instagram or social media. Or it might look like within your family, starting to share what it is that you believe or how it is that you see things, rather than, how you see things. You see clearly now. And I think at times you get, what's the word? It's like you get a little bit down about the way that you see things, because it can make you feel a bit alone, like, oh, no one else sees it like this, or if I express this, no one would care, or they wouldn't want to hear it, that kind of thing. So while that might be true at times, Spirit's saying it's not true all the time. And the way you see things is also like really, really special and like elevated. You see this owl's wearing a crown, and Spirit's almost saying like, and we've got a queen showing up here. It's like the way that you see things has this sense of like majesty to it. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's special. It's elevated in some way. Like, I feel like that sounds kind of conceited, but it's almost like you sit on this like throne and you observe things, and what you observe is like really, really special, but at times you just like silence that. And that's what's changing for you, because I feel like you're coming into this real sense of power and confidence in yourself, and you're like, you know what I have to say does matter, or how I see things is okay, because it's mine and I can own that for myself. So I feel like in a way what you're healing right now is like a wounded feminine aspect of yourself, which I say wounded feminine because to me when I read energy, like the feminine is more subjective, right? It's more a subjective, receptive energy, whereas our masculine can be more objective and giving out of energy, okay? So you're healing your feminine through validating the subjective nature of what you see and how you see it. And you're validating that through your emperor, your inner warrior, bringing it out into the world, taking action, speaking up, standing up for yourself, being an advocate for your own beliefs, right? That's how you're healing it. Amazing? Okay. Take a deep breath. So I also see you guys going through, like I said, a glow up. It's like a huge transformation, body, mind, and spirit. It's not just in your mental, but it's starting with your mental, and then it's filtering into every aspect of your being, you know, kind of like your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your spiritual body, right? But it's like beginning in the mental, and then it's filtering down into the physical, and then it's filtering into the emotional, and then into the spiritual. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. So right now I see you guys are really working with your mindset, shifting how you see things, prioritizing having more fun in your life, more fun in your life, more fun in your life. And that's also shifting into a body shift. Like I see you guys focusing on eating different food. Root chakra is about food that we eat. Is it? Yes. It is about food that you eat. It's about more than that, but obviously. But in this instance, I'm just laughing at myself. In this instance, you are finding a way of nourishing yourself in a practical way through food. And if you aren't doing that, Spirit is saying, come on now. You have been wanting to. Like, if it hasn't been happening yet, that's not from a lack of desire within you to have that happen, right? You actually are desiring to eat differently and experiment with food a bit differently. Experiment with eating more locally grown food, or feeling like more comfortable in your physical body. That's what I'm seeing. And sometimes, whilst the mindset stuff is important and our spiritual work is important as well, sometimes we got to take some responsibility physically and say, you know what, I will feel more comfortable in my body if I eat more vegetables or whatever it is, you know. So that's what I'm seeing for you, is like you're planting these seeds right now of change, and they are flourishing because you're creating the conditions in which they are able to grow, and you're nurturing them. So I see this really beautiful nurturing energy coming from you. And like I said, it's beginning in your mind. It's beginning in your mind. Okay. So warrior, the emperor, and your sense of warrior. You are a warrior for truth. You are a warrior for truth, but there's something in your throat chakra that finds it hard to speak up in the moment, that you feel like you want to speak up in the moment. And I think that, again, this sense of validating the subjective nature of how you see things as being valid and valuable is going to help you to push through those invisible blocks that you can feel. Because I just felt it in my throat when I tried to say the message around you are a warrior for truth. It's like I felt this like tightness in my throat chakra. And again, all of this energy, all of this swords energy, we've got the Queen, the Knight, and the Page of Swords. Amazing, you know, this energy wants to be up and out of you. The Queen of Swords wants to put up boundaries, be assertive, speak up for herself. And the Knight and the Page of Swords, they want to express themselves in the world, you know, or online, that kind of thing. So again, this message Spirit wants to reiterate to you is that right now, lean into your inner emperor, your inner warrior, to support you while you're healing some pain from the feminine being degraded within yourself. And keep taking the action. Spirit's really advising you to keep taking action where you can. So, for example, like keep taking action of preparing your dinners or your food prep, or thinking about what you're going to have for breakfast. Keep taking action with those things, those basic actionable things that actually help support you to feel grounded. Keep taking action to put your bare feet on the ground, or to do a ritual where you light incense every morning or something, because that's really supporting you right now to like shift energy within yourself. And it's also creating this beautiful kind of relationship with yourself. Because I'm seeing a lot of like self-reliance and you feeling like really nourished by your relationship with spirit and stuff. Okay, so let's continue. What else would you like group 1 to know? 6 of Cups. So we've got some emotions coming in. Okay. 8 of Cups. Okay. Queen of Cups. Hello. Back of the deck energy is the Ace of Wands. Okay. I need to clarify this. Thank you very much, Spirit. Just one more, Spirit. Okay. So we got Chameleon Spirit, Act As If, and Crow Spirit, Co-Create with Spirit. But these two animals are facing away from each other, okay? And what I read as these as being your inner feminine and your inner masculine. So your inner feminine and your inner masculine. And these relate into like the state of our inner union translates into the state of our outer relationships. So what I'm seeing for you guys right now is that you've been feeling let down by certain people in your life. Like, I think for a lot of you guys, it's some men in your life, but I know that, like, it doesn't really matter about gender, but the way that the message is coming through, I'm being shown, like, father and, like, you know, like, daddy issues and stuff like that. But for certainly for if you potentially are a male or identify more with the male energy, then it might be about the opposite gender to you. Like, it might be more about your female, like your mother, because that's what I'm getting. It's more about the opposite than you are, you know. And if you're non-binary, like maybe it's both, I'm not sure, but geez. But basically the state of your inner union is like a little bit separated right now, like backs to each other. And especially for you in your human experience, like I feel like you're feeling a little bit let down by certain people in your life, which is maybe why you're in such an independent energy, because you're kind of like, I got to do this for myself, you know, no one else can do it for me kind of thing, which is true. But Spirit wants you to know that right now you're healing really deeply, and as painful as it is to go through emotion, like, do I need to say more? As painful as it is to go through emotion, Spirit's saying it has to come up and out to heal it. And what Spirit's asking you to do, like, okay, so interesting, because all of this Swords cards came out first, right? And then the Cups cards came out later, after I'd already channeled for a bit. So in a way, I feel like your emotional world is kind of like you bury it deeply within yourself, and you have this Queen of Cups that maybe not everyone gets to see. You know, maybe you show more people your Queen of Swords, your intellectual side, your quick side, your bit sharper side, right? Because I think that you feel this need to protect this Queen of Cups energy, which is very compassionate and, you know, very feeling and very takes on the emotional, like feels so deeply in life that it can become kind of challenging, right? So it's sort of like, what I'm seeing though is that this part of you is being integrated more fully into your whole physicality. Because you know how when I channeled that message at the start, it was like, I see the shift happening initially in your mental body, right? Through your mind. Then it's going to filter into your physical body. A bit of a glow up. You know, eating better, glowing a bit more, that kind of thing. then it's going to filter into the emotional body, and then it's going to filter into the spiritual body. Okay, so I don't know why it came through in that order, but I stand by it because it's making more sense now as I'm looking at these cards. Y'all are integrating your emotional like vulnerability into a place that's less hidden and more integrated into all of your experiences. And what I'm seeing is that as painful as some stuff might have been recently, like maybe someone let you down, or you had to speak up for yourself about something, or you had someone, like the big thing that I'm getting is like someone let you down, or they said something to betray you, or they did something that you really didn't expect that they would do, and you're like, why would you do that? You know how I feel about this thing, or you know how much, and you're just like, why would you do that? And it's sort of this sense of like, I can't believe they let me down again, or like, I can't believe that they would do that even though they knew how it would make me feel or something. So that's the energy I'm getting. And Spirit's saying, even though it feels really like you feel alone with it, or it feels really like alienating and stuff, ultimately it's like cleansing out this like trauma in a way to be integrated into all of who you are, rather than feeling like, okay, I can only be my Queen of Cups under these conditions, I can only show my emotions on if this is like this, or if that is like that. Kind of just like being okay to be who you are, and not feeling so much you have to protect who you are, but feeling more like just how you live is protective for who you are. Or if something happens, like someone does something to let you down, you can speak up for yourself in the moment that it happens, and you can advocate for your own rights and stuff like that. So I'm actually seeing that this is a huge like self-worth healing for you, like you're learning your own worth by claiming it. You have to do that for yourself, kind of thing. So yeah, I think that this is mother-father healing that wound and stuff. And it could be playing out directly with your mother or your father, or it could be playing out with like the opposite sex to you or something like that, like a relationship, a friendship, or a partnership or something with the opposite sex where you're just feeling like really let down or something like that. So Spirit's saying like forgiveness is going to set you free. And forgiveness is a very personal thing. Like, I can't tell you what forgiveness looks like for you. You can't tell me what it looks like for me, right? But we feel it. It's something we feel. We can't see it necessarily. It's how we feel about it. And what I'm seeing is like, you're going to be like, this is like purifying and purging out all these emotions that kind of can turn into resentment when they're not directly dealt with or spoken about. And it's allowing you to see people in your life for who they are, and for who they are and for how they're showing up for you, rather than for all of the times that, that someone like your father or something like forgot about you as a kid, or didn't prioritize you or something. Like, sometimes when we haven't resolved that stuff, which forgiveness is, then we just like see everything through that lens. We only can see how someone's going to let us down or disappoint us. And when it happens, we're like, yeah, see, I told you that would happen. I knew you were going to let me down, rah, rah, rah. And it's a really hard energy to be in relationship with. I mean, I know it's a hard energy to be, but it's hard to be in relationship with because unless you're super aware of it and you can like tell someone in the moment, like, look, I got to own this. Like, this is triggering me because it's exactly how I would feel when my dad would do this. So like A, B, or C. Unless you can really own it, it's really unfair on the person we're in relationship with, because we're just projecting our history onto the present moment, and we're not seeing this human that we're in relationship with for like all of who they are and their own history and stuff, right? So, this is big. Like, this is really, really, really big energy. And yeah. Okay. All the messages started to peter out. How are we going to finish this, Spirit? Okay. What would you like group 1 to know, Spirit? What would you like group 1 to know? Evolution, earth changes, climate change, and transformation. Okay. Things are changing, sure, yeah. Flame tree, the start of something new. What? Purification, fire, bare essentials, the naked truth, and wholeness. Okay, so what I'm getting from this, interestingly enough, with this fire energy is that you might actually be feeling like a lot of anger, and that might be kind of how your body is like communicating with you about how you feel. Because I actually feel like you're pretty good at, like I said, you're pretty good at like bottling up this emotional aspect of yourself and being quite functional and productive and highly successful, I'm sure, in your world, right? But you kind of have this internalization in yourself of like, my emotions are somehow a burden to me or hinder my ability to be successful and stuff. So you might be feeling more surface level anger, frustration, feeling like, you know, how could they betray me like that? That kind of anger, which is good. Spirit's saying it's helping to purify your energy. Like I kept saying, like these emotions that are coming up are purifying you. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually helping you. It's actually a good thing. But as well, there is a deeper grief. Okay, there's a deeper grief as well. Sometimes we feel anger and we don't even realize that we're actually needing to have a really big cry, you know? Because the thing with anger is that it's very self-protective. It's very like self-loving in that way. It protects us. It's an important messenger. And I find like people seem to often feel more comfortable with anger or with sadness, one or the other, because maybe it was fostered in a different way. Like maybe you learnt quickly as a kid that you got your needs met through crying, you know, so you learnt to cry to express yourself. And some people, you know, crying wouldn't like get any attention, so they had to learn to be really fierce and to yell to be heard and to get really angry and make a big fuss about something to get their needs met. You know what I mean? So you might resonate with both, actually, is what I'm seeing. But Spirit's saying just remember that, you know, you're allowed to feel angry and you're allowed to feel sad. You're allowed to feel whatever the flip you feel. And to kind of like let it be is what I'm feeling. Like let it be. Don't try to feel like, okay, I have to fix this or I have to figure out why I'm feeling this right now so that I can change it. Because that might be your go-to, is like, I need to figure this out. I need to understand it so I'll never feel this again. Oh, yeah. But really you just need a lot of gentleness and love really in that moment. And the naked truth and wholeness, I think you might be integrating some truths into your reality. Like with You See Clearly Now, you've had to like see some things clearly now, and that's Spirit saying like, well done, you've done amazingly. Honestly, you're doing really well, because it's not easy what you're seeing and owning in yourself. Spirit's also telling me that if you have had some relationships end recently or in the past sort of 6 to 12 to 18 months, then Spirit is saying that is meant to have been, that was meant to happen for you. And again, that might be why you have this very independent energy, like, because maybe people have really let you down in your life, like, or treated you in a way that you would never treat people, right? So, I don't know, but I'm getting this energy and this message of, if some friendships especially have been taken away, or relationships of any kind, I guess, Spirit's saying just like let that be and let it go, because it was meant to happen, because you are growing and evolving into a place where you can receive a different level of relationship, a different kind of frequency of connection. and that there's nothing wrong with you, okay? So don't make it your fault if things have come to an end, or if you don't resonate with people you used to, or even if you feel like, gosh, is there anyone out there for me? Spirit saying, yeah, there is. There definitely is. And in a way, you are creating the foundation within yourself to welcome in this really high level of relationship and commitment. And I'm not even talking about love really as much. I think a lot of you might already be in a relationship that's quite healthy, or happy to be alone or something. So I'm not really feeling love, but for some of you it might be about that. Okay, for some of you it is about that, Spirit says. But what I'm seeing is about your sense of community, this sense of community. So you around people who you feel like you can express yourself with, and that won't judge you, and that really can see things like you see it, and that you feel really inspired by that. Like you feel like, oh yes, I can just blare, just like open my mouth and not have to really worry about how I'm creating what I'm trying to say, but just express it and know that you'll be received and other people will be excited by what you have to say. Oh, wow. So yeah, you got definitely some family family coming in. Well, that's nice. But a sense of family, unity, a sense of being supported by a group of people, a group of loving beings. Okay, one card to finish for group. What are you? Group 1. I just want one card, please, Spirit. Oh, okay. You got cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. Absolutely, absolutely. So there's a whole more messages to come, so don't click out yet. Spirit has more to say as usual. So what I'm getting from this is like what I was saying about the emotions, like let them flow, let them purge out of you and stuff, and don't be like weirded out by that process. Like, for us humans who menstruate, like sometimes I've noticed recently that like I am way more emotional all of the time, which I think is actually a good thing, because I used to kind of keep all of my emotions to like my PMS time, and I'd just be like, oh, I'm just emotional because I'm like PMS, but that's actually like so just like a product of our culture rather than the truth. And the truth is that, especially if you're in a very feminine energy, which I have been occupying a lot of recently, like your guidance system is your emotions, and there's nothing wrong with feeling vulnerable or emotional more often in a month than you used to. It's actually a good thing, because you're integrating your emotional experience into your world rather than keeping it for like 1 week and being like, okay, I'm allowed to be emotional for this week, but never any other time. And it puts a lot more strain in our body that if we do that. But if we kind of let it out as we go, especially like I said, if you're in a more feminine time, like I've been very in my feminine recently, and that just means like that you're a bit more teary, or a bit more sensitive and soft, and that's okay. Now, the other thing that I want to say to you guys is about your energy levels in your body. So if you're feeling tired more often, it's because you're going through enormous change. And it might, like I said, it might not be 100% visible to you in the 3rd dimension yet, but it's happening and it's coming for you. It's coming for you. So honor that. Like there's a power to you to listening to your intuition, and just listening to that. The other thing I want to say is that when you start to make changes, like you're making changes, well, I'm picking up in your energy, you already have been, but for example, if you started to eat really, really healthy, or shop in a different way, so you shop at more farmers markets or something like that, there is a necessary, well, it's not even necessary, but kind of like, I don't know if it's possible to not have this, but maybe it is, but I don't know. But there seems to be this like density that we have to push through when we want to make change. And it will be hard, you know. It just is. It's just flipping hard sometimes. Like you have to push through that resistance initially that you might have to making changes. But then once you get pushed through, it's kind of like you then build momentum and it becomes easier and you start to integrate it into your experience. So especially if you're like changing habits or you're introducing routine to your life, or you're introducing a structure to your exercise plan, or you're committing to this yoga class, or you're committing to Pilates, or I don't know, whatever that's the kind of thing I'm seeing is more very practical, physical things like eating and food, growing food, you know, that takes a lot of flipping work, growing your own food, you know, and you have to go through the challenges and the lessons around like, oh my God, I didn't know that this kale would get eaten by all these cabbage moths, and now I have to figure out some kind of organic solution that I can spray my kale with if I want to eat it. You know, there are things that happen that can feel, especially at the start of our journey, like they're just so massive, like, oh my God, my smoothie maker broke and now I can't stick to my healthy eating routine and everything's over and horrible, you know. But Spirit's sort of like, look, these things will happen. You will feel resistant at times. You will feel like it's so dense, like trying to change and trying to make those, like integrate those changes can feel really heavy because the 3D is dense. It's dense, and it can take a while for that energy of our intention and our, you know, our power to integrate into it. So Spirit's saying like, honor the cycles. Honor that, you know, honor that it's hard, and give yourself even more credit and love for the changes that you're making, because it's worth it and you know it is. And also it won't be around forever, you know. It's the place you have to push through to get to where you want to go. You can't go over it, you can't go under it, you got to go through it. All right, group 1, I send you so much love, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye. Hey, group 2. Which chakra did you get? Solar plexus chakra. Interesting. And you got B Spirit. Sweet results await. So what I'm getting from this already is that sometimes you allow perfectionism to paralyze you from taking action in the world and putting things out there that you might not feel like are completely perfect, but Spirit's kind of saying keep just like being like the busy bee, the worker bee, who keeps like contributing to something, like to create the honey. Wow, this is flowing so nicely. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's something about just putting it out there, even if it's not perfect, because that's what's going to get you the results that you are wanting. And it's sort of impossible to be working on your manifestation and all of your good things if you're not feeling like you're ever taking the action, right? It's like, oh, it's not good enough yet. I just need to work on it a bit more. And Spirit's kind of saying like, just get it out there. Interesting. So solar plexus chakra as well, it rules our sense of sight or vision in our physical world, right? So it's different to our third eye, which is our vision into spiritual world or the spiritual non-physical realm. But our solar plexus chakra is our connection to our sense of vision or sight in our physical world, right? So I think that right now Spirit's saying like you have a really amazing eye, like you have one of those amazing eyes for like, you know, color or fashion or art of all kinds, and that it's good enough, right? It's actually good enough already. Spirit wants you to know it's good enough already. It's good enough already. Smoky quartz as well. I'm feeling like you are a very bright light in this world, okay? You're a bright light, and at times you can attract the opposite of that to you. And well, let's see what Spirit wants to say, because I feel like sometimes you focus on yourself a lot, like, oh, I'm not doing this right, or I should have done this better, or this isn't good enough yet. And at times, like, Spirit is wanting you to pay attention to the people around you. Yeah, justice on the back of the deck, because there's some things in your life that are not balanced in your relationships. Spirit, what the heck? I wanted this to be more positive. But anyway, I'm sure there'll be more positive stuff coming in. The star! Yay! Yeah, okay. Okay, boom, just flooded in. You are meant to be a star in this life. Like actually though, a star. Like publicly visible to the public. You know, a star. Not just like, you know, like, oh, you're a star in your own right, or like, oh, you're beautiful for who you are. Like, no, like you are the general population's opinion of a star, or you're meant to be. That's like your destiny. Wow. Two of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, and the Five of Swords. We have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Queen of Cups, and we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so yes, there are some people that you have been attracting all your life who actually do not deserve your time or your energy, because they are in a way jealous of you. And this is challenging because you have a big destiny in this life. Like, you're definitely meant to be a star. Look, a star can mean different things to different people depending on like their soul's intention for their life, right? But for you, it could be that you're meant to be a star in that you're meant to bring a lot of light to the world, like bringing a lot of light and love and all that stuff. Or it could be that you're meant to be like a star, like famous in some way, in some kind of a way, in some kind of a circle. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm seeing energy flipping drains on your aura. I'm seeing the energy drains on your aura, you guys, and I'm feeling it. It's getting into my head and I hate it. So I'm going to clear it right now, because I really can't continue reading for your energy because it's hurting my head. So I feel like as well, it's impacting my third eye. So I feel like there are people in your life you can't quite see clearly, or they might not even be in your life. They might just be sending you energy because somehow they have a way of seeing you. Maybe you're already online or public or a star. So we're going to clear that, because you definitely have been seeing it clearly. You haven't been seeing the energy being sent to you clearly, or you haven't been seeing certain people in your life clearly. To the left of you, I just heard. They're to the left of you. Okay, so let's clear together your aura, because I see a lot of like these dark things around trying to impact you and infiltrate your light. Just breathing. Just take a really deep breath in and then exhale with some noise, and that's going to really help clear this, okay? Okay, well done. We cleared it. Good work. There's some kind of energy that you weren't seeing clearly. Like, for some of you, you have an Instagram or YouTube or some kind of a platform where you share yourself and you share your light, and it's coming from that. For others of you, maybe you're like on a dating app or something, and that you're exposed to a lot of energies through that. And then even in that way, you have to be really good at clearing your energy after messaging people or meeting up with new people and stuff. Because I'm seeing that, yeah, you have this amazing light, and it can attract a lot of darkness. And I don't even like saying darkness, because it's not even darkness. It's like low vibrational gremlins who you ain't got time for, you know, you don't. So, okay, so that's cleared. I actually want to reshuffle, because that was impacting my ability to read for you. And like, if you've been feeling headachy recently in your third eye, clearings, salt baths, get some crystals, please. Okay. Okay, looks like there's love for you right now. Oh, there's definitely love for you. Okay. 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 The Empress! I split the deck. Yeah, so you're very attractive to a lot of people. Like, a lot more people than you think are really attracted to you for a lot of different reasons. You have this sunshine energy to you. It's very, like, joyful and bright. And at times, it's a little bit naive, you know? Like, you're just like, oh, well, I just love everyone, or I'll just accept everyone, and I'll be there for anyone. And it's sort of like, Okay, so I'm getting this sense that you have, like, okay, well, you've got a few people who are interested in you, to be honest. It's more than one, but I feel like you're interested in one person. Oh my God, I can't believe this turned into a love reading again. Spirit, how does this always seem to happen? It didn't happen with group one though, so. But I mean, the Ace of Cups, come on. All right, so let's go a bit deeper. If you're not interested in this, then maybe pick another group, because this love thing's coming in pretty strongly. Okay, so you're seeing the big picture with this. Oh, and the person that you're interested in is seeing you clearly now. Okay, so I feel like you are someone who is super generous with people, and you give a lot. You give more than you realize you give, because you're so used to giving, right? And so you've met this person who has shifted your perception of yourself in a way, because you've had to kind of like get to know yourself anew, you know, when you meet someone new and you get to know yourself anew kind of thing. And I think that's been a really healing and positive experience for you. And for the other person in this connection, they have been going through it emotionally and healing some stuff that has been really hard for them actually to heal. But you have this strength about you that is very magnetic. You have this leadership ability, and you have this magnetism. And I think that as well, you're very good at balancing your fire energy and your water energy. You're very good at balancing your feminine intuition and your kind of creative expression. So again, you're amazing. And what I'm seeing is that you have this crush, or it might be more than a crush, I don't know, on this person, and yet they are a bit of a mystery to you. Like, you feel like you're an open book with them, but they're like a total mystery. And you're kind of wondering, like, how do they feel? I can tell from my intuition that they're interested, but they're not really telling me how they feel, so I'm not sure what to do. And in a way, this person is being a little bit, what's the word? Holding back, you know? They're holding back, expressing to you how they feel. They're sort of zipping it up, you know? So in a way, you could say that's a little bit deceptive, but it's not like they're telling you lies. It's just that they're not telling you what they kind of want to be able to tell you, but they're intimidated by you, to be quite honest. They're definitely intimidated by you because you hold this strength in your character, and it's very much to do with your high priestess energy. Like, you have this ability to just know things, and you're in touch with spirituality, and, you know, you have a sense of faith beyond what the average person has, you know, and you have a big destiny. You're a star. This person sees you and all of your potential. Like, wow. And they are kind of intimidated because they know that you have these sweet results awaiting you. They know that you're going to be a star. They know that you're an empress. They know that you are someone of high value, and they are very attracted to you. Okay. So Spirit, what would you like to tell them about that situation then? Transformation. Okay, so you're both going through a huge transformation that I think has been like initiated by meeting each other. Spirit's saying that you, as in you, are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. Yeah. See, I don't think you can see all of who you are. I don't even think you can witness the true power of like your beauty and your magnetism and your light and your radiance and all of these things. And in a way, this person is helping you too by reflecting it to you. But at the same time, you are such a giver. So you will give that energy to people, but not always to yourself in a way, which, I don't know, it doesn't seem to be a problem. Like, it doesn't seem to be impacting you too badly, but Spirit just wants you to acknowledge your own incredibleness, I guess, a bit more. And then this other person got blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself in the process and do not give up. And unconditional love. Love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. Yeah. So they are going through this huge change initiated by meeting you. Okay, so this is a tough message to channel. This is why I don't do love readings, because they're hard. But Spirit wants you to know that. Why do I have resistance to this message? Okay. So this person sees you as being like better than them. They see you not in a competitive way, but in a way of like, you know, like if you meet the person of your dreams and you still feel like you're a couch potato and you're like, okay, well, this person works out like 7 days a week and I literally never work out, then you're going to compare yourself a little bit to them, right? And there's no need for both parties in any relationship to be the same. Like, you don't have to both be health freaks or whatever, but it still shines a light onto you, into the areas where you're like, okay, well, I don't do that. Is that going to be a problem? Should I do that? And, you know, you question things and stuff. So they have had a light shone upon them by you, and they're just like, okay, hold on, I gotta change a few things over here because it's looking a bit ratty, you know. So they're just like, okay, I need to change some things. I need to do these things I've been putting off. I need to, you know. And I think that's actually why they have been holding back on expressing to you their emotions, because they feel really deeply for you, like really, really deeply for you. And yet, and you give so much to them. Like, I feel like you're the kind of person who's like considering the other person a lot, or it's so easy for you to integrate someone into your life. Like, you're like, oh yeah, I've got enough dinner for you if you want some, or like, oh, I picked this up for you at the shops today, or, you know, it's easy for you. But for them, they're just like, oh my God, how do I show this person that I care? I don't know what to do. And then they kind of end up not doing anything. But they're going through a huge change. You both are, but in different ways, you know, in different ways. Like, it's nothing to do with each other. It's personal change, but it's been triggered by meeting each other, right? And I just heard, for some of you guys, this is what will be happening soon. So Spirit's kind of asking you to have patience with them in a way, and acknowledging that, like, they are doing the work. They're not showing you much of that, but they are doing it, and you're already picking up on that with your High Priestess. You were feeling like, okay, I know how much they care about me, but I'm not sure why they're not. I know that they've been working really hard on like changing, or not changing, but like shifting. Like I said, it's not necessarily that they are going to change to be more like you, no, but they want to change to be more like who they are, because they see you owning yourself, owning your energy and your power and your prowess and your beauty and all these things. And at times, like, not even like, you have come so far in your personal journey that like you stand really high and you stand out. And yet you're still really hard on yourself because you're such a perfectionist. And you're like, okay, well, I got this far. Now I'm at like this level or whatever, new level, new devil. So you're like, I better perfect this now. And you're kind of unrelenting in your pursuit of your dreams and in your self-transformation. And wow, it's powerful. You just have this powerhouse energy. You'll just go, 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 go. Okay, I got this new thing going. All right, now again, now again, now again, go again, go again. And you just do not stop. You are the bee spirit. You work so hard. You're always buzzing around. You're so hardworking. You're so committed to yourself and your transformation and your goals in your life and your dreams and all these things, right? And it's an inspiring energy. I think you actually trigger this kind of thing in a lot of people where it's interesting because it is a little bit of an energy of comparison, but not so much people being like, I want to be you, although some people might, but more like, I want that. I want to have that kind of energy. I want to have that kind of, inspiration for my life. I want to wake up and enjoy my day like her or him or them. I want to feel so able to work out all the time or whatever. So it's positive, and you have this impact. You have this impact on a lot of people anyway, okay? So it's nothing necessarily new to you, but but this is someone you want more with. Yeah. So they are just getting started, and so have patience with their process. And they're also not going to give up, right? So it might be a slow and steady situation, but they have been doing the work. And the outward appearances, okay, this might change. They're telling me their outward appearances might change. I'm also seeing for some of them, the outward defense mechanisms that they use, they're going to let go of. They're going to let it go. They're going to let it go. They're going to let it go. And part of that, I think, is about, I think they just are the kind of person who is a feeler. They have big feelings, but they don't always feel able to express that, or it's like this energy of own it. Okay, yeah, I'm sensitive and I own that. They're sensitive and they hide that. So I think they're going to come out of their shell moving forward and be like, okay, I'm ready to tell you how I feel, and I'm ready to tell the whole flipping world how I feel. Okay. So let's come back to you for a bit. Lady, I mean, sometimes people's energy comes through so feminine, and then I realize that this is actually doesn't matter what gender you are, so I apologize. So, trust. Aww. And I feel like you are someone who has a lot of trust. Literally, you do have so much faith in yourself and in others, and you see other people's potential. At times, you don't honor the amount of work that you do on yourself and for this world. And Spirit's saying, if you honored it a little bit more and were less perfectionistic about all that you do, you would actually have more trust in your world, because you would be like, oh yeah, I just did all this stuff, or you know what, I worked out all of those days last week, or whatever it is for you, So you would have a more sense of trust because you'd be focusing more on what you have done rather than what you haven't done or what isn't good enough, right? So a little bit of a mindset shift is coming in for you, and it's going to be based on trust. Trusting in yourself and in your own ability to manage whatever life throws at you. Okay, some final messages for group 2. Meditation, study, freedom, and healing. Back of the deck, celebration. Yeah, celebrate yourself, I just heard. Okay, so meditation. I don't know why that one made me laugh, because I just had this like image of like a spirit guide being like, you have to meditate more, and you being like, no, I hate meditating. So you might love meditating, I don't know, but your spirit team, including your own kind of soul's voice, would like to speak to you more. And I think you're very busy. You're a busy bee, so you don't always leave a lot of time for that to come through. And so a lot of the time they like hit you with it in the astral realm when you're asleep. Like you go to this astral school and you're just learning and learning and learning and downloading all this information and integrating, and it's like so intense. So Spirit's saying like, please leave like a few little windows in your week, or even smaller windows every day, where Spirit can come in, and your spirit, however you like to speak about it, you might think of it as God or as Spirit or as your spirit guide team. I mean, in a way, they're all there, they're all happening. They want to kind of get to you a bit more. Yeah. And influence your psyche a little bit more. And it's good news, it's all good news. So yeah, I see you studying really hard at night. You might be waking up a bit tired sometimes, and it's not your fault, but you are doing a lot of work in the other dimensions. You're integrating and downloading a lot of information, and yeah. Freedom, Spirit. Okay, well, what I'm getting from this is your crown chakra is becoming quite activated. And what this means is that you're going to be seeing a lot more clearly the power that you have in your own life. So I'm seeing your solar plexus chakra and your crown chakra kind of coming together in this beautiful way, where you have the will, your willpower in your earthly vision of your life. You have your willpower to make change, but it's also kind of being fueled by this crown chakra energy of freedom and knowing that you are the one making the choices in your life, right? And you have free will. So it's like you're coming into knowing your free will in this new way, rather than thinking like, oh, I just have to do this, or I just should do this. You're like, I am choosing to do this. And you're really taking power back. And this is going to be a super healing process for you. So stick with it, honey. Okay? Oh my gosh, I send you guys so much love. That's the end of your reading. But I hope that you got something out of it today. And if it didn't resonate, then just let it go. It's all good. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. Welcome to your reading. So you got mouse spirit, tend to the small things. And you got crown chakra. Interesting. Original ideas flowing through you. Time to take action on those ideas. Ooh, breakthrough. Flipped out. I want one more from this. Soul love. One more. Beauty and opening. Wow. Beauty and opening. Soul love and breakthrough. Ay. Let's get some tarot. Oop. Empress. You guys are blowing me away, for real. You're powerful. I feel like you're so powerful. Judgment, the devil. The Shaman of Discs, which is the Queen of Pentacles. The Hanged One. The Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Ay. Look at the Emperor. One more. Okay, that's all. Okay. Oh my So you know what you're doing right now? You're transforming a lot, but you're also like transforming your fear of commitment into something that you don't fear anymore. You're like learning about like you're truly learning the lesson of with great power comes great responsibility, because you're super powerful and you just are. And you're taking responsibility for how powerful you truly are. And this is bringing a lot of breakthrough, beauty, soul love into your life. You have a divine counterpart that you are meant to be with in this lifetime. And for some of you, I feel like you're having a breakthrough with like opening your heart to this person and like letting them in, because it's healing this huge block that you've had around commitment and not wanting to commit and feeling like, well, if I commit, then I'm not free. And Spirit saying like that's not really true. Because you know, saying, because how do I explain this? Like, if you say like, well, I just won't commit ever, then that's a form of not being free, right? Because you're blocking off this whole realm of experience that you can only experience when you commit to something. So there's been some breakthrough in your vision of what power is and your own power. And what I'm seeing is that you're changing pretty quickly and your heart is opening in a way that I don't think it has for a very long time. And there are some shadow stuff that's also coming up, like the shadow of feeling like you have to give your power away to someone if you are in relationship with them. Like, that's a huge power I'm seeing, a huge shadow I'm seeing that you're resolving or alchemizing at the moment, is this belief or perception or lived experience of, you know, every time I let someone into my life, they try to control me, or, you know, then I don't feel free to go through my own path or my own lessons and stuff. And that may have been true for your experiences historically. And this person who you are coming into a union with, potentially already are in a union with, potentially will meet them, I guess, if you haven't already. It's like this person is really, really authentic and honest and transparent. They don't hide anything. They're not lying to you ever, like ever. They just don't do that. And it's sort of like all of your choices have gotten you to this point where you're ready for this like love of a lifetime. Interesting, because when I picked up these cards to pull them, I heard the song in my head, True Love Will Find You in the End. Okay, true love will find you in the end. And I feel like this is the end for you, you finding true love. It's crazy. Okay, so there is a sense of maybe you're both having to give up old behaviors of, you know, wanting to be free or wanting to have a lot of different, follow up a lot of different, how do I say this? Like, be interested in a lot of different people at once kind of thing. And there's like some shift that's happened in you, or that you're kind of like letting come out of you of like, maybe I just want to focus on this one person. Maybe I don't want to, you know, sleep with a whole bunch of people or something. Or that's happening for them. Maybe it's not happening for you, but it's happening for them, and they're realizing that what they thought was freedom in being able to sleep around doesn't actually feel like it used to feel for them. So I see that this connection and union is like kind of being fast tracked, and it's like coming together really quickly. Like really quickly. Wow. You might know them through your workplace, or you might meet them on holiday somewhere, or when you had some free time, like you went with your kids or something like that, and you could have some space to meet them or something, that's what I'm seeing. And you might not be able to see them for who they are at first. You might not realize how amazing they are at first. You might kind of just see one side of them, and then over time you're gonna like open up and open up and see like all of who they are, and just be like, wow, like you're amazing. Wow. So what I'm seeing is, yeah, this sense of like you guys really wanting to like give your energy and your time to each other. This is like, wow. Okay, so anything else then, Spirit? I'm like, wow, I'm blown away. Okay, so has this already happened for them, Spirit? Purification. It is time for a cleansing, detoxification of your body and your mind. So again, I'm getting this message of like they might be in your life, but you can't see them for who they are yet. Or you can't see how it's possible. There's this sense of like your vision being like tampered with somehow, and it might be Spirit doing that for some reason. But there is this purification needed for both of you guys. But I guess we're just reading for you. So just for you, purifying your mind around what is possible. Yeah, I think that's a big thing. Like not holding limitations in your mind about what is possible, and instead seeing like, you know what, anything is possible. Because that's part of your crown chakra opening to the infinite possibilities that life has to offer us. And I'm seeing like, again, for some of you guys, you might not know who this person is, because again, I'm seeing this thing of like kind of having your eyes shut. So you might not have met them yet, or if you have, you don't see it that way, or you might be dating them, but you're like, yeah, but it's not really going anywhere or something. And there's going to be a really big breakthrough for that, where like someone's going to turn a light on in a room and you're going to be like, what? The light was off? There's more? Okay. Spirit, what would you like group 3 to know though? What would you like group 3 to know? Blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process and do not give up. Yeah, see, you know what I see as blossoming for you is you opening your heart up to love, opening your heart to true love. And I feel like you guys have been hurt quite a lot in relationships. Like you have this energy that is super, I mean, we've all been hurt in relationships, really. I mean, haven't we? But what I mean is like, you have this energy that is so free and magnetic, and you know, you go after things, you take control of your life, you own your power, you manifest, you honor your beauty, like all of these things that make you like so attractive, and you seem to attract people who kind of want to like possess you for that energy, not like celebrate you and be like, oh, go off into the world and be this free bird who is, you know, bringing love and joy everywhere you go. Like they're kind of like, I want to cage you because you're a pretty bird and I want to look at you in this cage every day and I don't want anyone else to get you except for me, you know. And I think that's like part of why your heart has some issues with opening up to this level of love and union, because it's like, well, in the past, like love has been associated for you with you giving up freedom, you know, giving up your freedom, or having to compromise with someone else's wishes for you, which weren't always what you wanted, you know. And I think that you're a bit wary of people for that reason, and for good reason, because people have tried to control you a lot, and they still do at times, and it bugs you out. You're like, get away. No. it's not even control though, because it's like possess. Like they want to own you. They want to claim you as theirs. They want you to be theirs. Like, yeah, this is mine. You're my prize. Everyone look at like a trophy wife or something, trophy husband. And I think you are very beautiful, and yeah, you just are. So you might like attract people who can, even though I don't feel that you are this way, like I think you can attract people who are a bit more superficial at times, right? And who kind of, again, they see your beauty, and your beauty isn't just your physical beauty, because like you have the physical beauty, but you have this like energy that's beyond that, that's like this etheric power, you know. You have this like aura that is like full of like fairies and magic and unicorns and stardust and pixies and dreams, and you know, it's that, like, so people are like, oh my god, you walk into a room and they just like hit over the head with this like dose of magic, you know, and it's mystical, and again, it's rare. It's like this rare, unique energy that is incredibly beautiful. And so, yeah, you seem to have attracted people who want to cage your unicorn. You know, you're a unicorn, and they want to put you in a cage so they can look at you, and so no one else can get to you. Jeepers. And I even feel this sense of like people have been very jealous of you. Even people you've been in love relationships with have been jealous if you give your attention, like even to your family or your friends or something. They're just like, your energy is like really like gold. Like it's like warm. It's like warm, like sunshine, but it's like rich, like gold, and it's rare. So yeah. People have gone a bit crazy about it, to be honest. Like, you might have even had issues with people, like, I don't even want to say it, but kind of like becoming obsessed with you a bit. Yeah. So this is all the stuff that you're healing, is this stuff, so that you can like have a really fulfilling love where you feel really free, and that no one wants to like cage you or chain you or possess you. So you feel good. Okay, so we got inner wisdom and leap of faith. So inner wisdom, you know what to do, trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. Yeah. And then leap of faith, take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. Okay, so maybe I was onto something there with your heart opening, hey? I think that you are seeing the potential for you to change. Like, regardless again of this person, if they're here or they're not here yet, I think that regardless, you're like, you know what, I think I want to open my heart to love again. And I think I want to learn to trust people again, and live freely within love and within relationships and stuff. And there's been this inner wisdom in you that's been coming through and telling you, like, you know, it's this wisdom coming through you of like, just because there were a few people who like misbehaved, is how I'm kind of seeing it, you know, don't let that ruin the fun for everyone, kind of thing. Like, just because there were a couple of people that took things really in a weird way, or like took it in a direction that was really wrong, you know, the obsession and the possession stuff, like, don't let that limit your ability to love and be loved, you know, because then in a way they still have power over you in that way, you know, if you live based on that trauma. And I know it's complicated, trauma's complicated, and I'm not telling you that you should be somewhere that you're not, because honestly, things take a while to work through and process, and, you know, we've got so many other things going on at the same time, and yeah. So really, Spirit's just validating this inner wisdom you've been feeling of like, maybe I can, you know, open my heart, or maybe it could be different, you know, and it can, and you will. But it might require a little bit of a leap of faith, you know, because truly, like when we've had our trust broken so deeply, like what I pick up in your energy, like you gave your love, your heart, and your trust to some people that really, they didn't treat it well. They didn't hold your sacred energy for what it was. They tried to take ownership of it, kind of thing. When we have that trust broken, in a way, our trust is always within, right? So we can't go around the world wanting to trust everyone who we come across, because everyone who we come across will not be trustworthy, no way. But that doesn't mean we have to walk around the world feeling afraid of everyone, because the trust exists within us. So I know that, this is the practice, is like, I know that I can walk around the world feeling trust because I trust myself to deal with whatever life throws at me. And I trust myself to pick up on someone's deception. And I trust myself to notice the red flags and get myself out of that situation next time, So that's where the trust is built. But in saying that, yeah, we will still have to eventually, or we will want to, it's not have to, it's I want to let people back into my heart space. And how do I do this when I'm so wounded from having my trust violated, And in that time, in a way, you have to take this leap of faith and let them in, because you can't, it's like you kind of need to let people be innocent until proven guilty, and that's again this thing of like, there were a few or maybe a lot of people in your past who, again, I'm keep hearing this word misbehave. It makes it very childlike, but maybe they were very immature and childlike. So yeah, it's like, don't let their behavior ruin your love life, kind of thing, because it's yours. Yeah. Gosh. Let's see. Okay, this one came up in a different reading. You might resonate with more than one group. I think this came up in group 1. Purification, fire, bare essentials, the naked truth and wholeness. Okay, interesting. I'm going to pull one clarifier. The dream, something is revealed, insight and breakthrough. Yes. So what I'm seeing is that moving forward, you can trust yourself by listening to your intuition and listening to your emotional guidance system. So with this fire card and this naked truth card, what I feel is like sometimes your body will give you messages, and it will give you messages through emotion, such as feeling anger or frustration or a sense of like, did that person just lie to me? That kind of energy. And I think that sometimes you like push that down and you're kind of like, I can't deal with this right now. Like, this is too much to deal with. So you're kind of very good at just like putting a lid on it and moving forward. And yeah, but Spirit's saying part of you learning to open your heart again is also learning to open your heart to your emotions and recognizing like, when you have anger come up, well, that's valid, because that's a message from your body that something isn't okay, or that someone's broken a boundary you put up or something. And so with this card, the dream, something is revealed, insight and breakthrough. And breakthrough, it's kind of like you can trust in your guidance system based on how you feel. And when things are revealed, and it's the worst feeling in the whole world, when we have trusted someone and then we realize that they were lying to us, or, all of that kind of stuff, that they were totally not who you thought they were and stuff. Kind of like catching that immediately instead of like ignoring that intuition and then facing it as this huge like tidal wave avalanche in the end, That's kind of the message I'm getting from these. And as well, I'm getting the message of like, you have a really strong intuition that you can trust. You do. I think that you're really independent, and instead of like, I think your way of dealing with things is like, well, I'll just do it alone then. I'll just do it on my own then, or I'll just take care of myself then. And Spirit's saying like that works for you to a certain extent, and you are powerful, and you are a leader, and you are meant to be independent in a lot of things, and in your relationships as well. Like, that's good for your soul. Your soul feels caged and imprisoned by codependency. You hate it. It's something about it that you just hate it. So in a way, this independence is like who you are, and it's a beautiful aspect of who you are. But right now, it's okay to open your heart again to love, all kinds of love and trust, and go deeper. That's what I'm seeing for you, is to go deeper into relationships than you have recently, or that you have ever maybe gone, deep into that emotional bonding and that sense of trust and love. And in doing that, I feel like you're going to be healing a lot of your karma, the karma that you came into this life with, that probably drew these sorts of people to you who were so harmful to you. And you're clearing that through a true sense of soul love with somebody. Wow. So I'm going to pull an affirmation card for you to finish with. We'll just get one or two, Spirit, for group 3. For my beautiful group 3s. Okay, I'm feeling 2. Okay. There is no need to struggle to be better. All I need to do is love myself more today than yesterday, and treat myself as someone who is deeply loved. I am good enough. Oh, of course you are. I appreciate others for who they are. I accept that I cannot learn other people's lessons for them. They must do the work themselves, and they will do it when they are ready. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is so true. This thing of like, we just accept people for who they are and appreciate people for who they are, not just accept it, but appreciate them for who they are. Because when the table is turned and you have someone on your back saying, I just wish you would change, or why can't you just learn this lesson, or why can't you just be like this, or be different, or da-da-da, it's the worst feeling in the world. It is honestly the most, because it's saying, give me your free will for my own purposes. Like, if you change to be like this, my life would be easier. So I want you to be different. And in a way, we do that to people all the time when we're thinking like, well, why can't this person just learn this lesson already? Or why can't they just get over this thing already? And it's like, dude, people, let them live, and then let yourself live, live and let live. Like, if you want freedom to do and be who you are, give other people freedom to do and be who they are. And I think you do this really well, but sometimes it's good to, and for some reason I have some kind of a karmic thing. I think it might be my Leo moon. I heard an astrologer tell me this once, but where I often have to experience the other side of things to really understand the lesson. So if I'm stuck in this energy of like, why can't this person just change? Or like, why can't they just learn this, or like do this? And I'm not getting it from Spirit to like let it go and let it live and let live, well then Spirit will show me through someone else coming at me with that energy. And then I'll really emotionally connect to how horrible it feels. And I'll be like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. I get it. So that's why I brought it up. But yeah, I appreciate others for who they are. And I am good enough. And they are good enough too, Yeah. I think that's all I really want to say. All right, group 3, I send you so much love. You're amazing, and you have such a beautiful like soul connection coming in for you, or already here or on its way. But wow. Mwah.